What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cali Veils channel. Shout out to all Asian dilemmas. I'm gonna call this video Delusional Divas of China. I mean, no offense for anybody that's from China. I love China and I love Chinese people. Chinese women, oh my God. But anyway, with inflation, it seems like everybody's done lost their minds. Because with inflation, it seems like everybody's brains done inflated too, as well as to who they are, their value and everything. It's like these women just up their value with the rate of the inflation. It's just crazy. Listen to what these girls are talking about.
I am married for the third time.
Oh.
And anyone who wants to marry me must provide $6 million as a bride price, not a single cent less. I think being as beautiful as I am, with a great figure, gentle and capable, $6 million to marry me is not too much at all. I had 2 marriages before, both failed, and I have 2 children.
Your fault.
After the second marriage failed, I looked at many potential partners, but they were all too poor. None met my requirements.
And I bet you when her parents met, they didn't have much. Your parents met out on the farming field. So where do you get all these standards to where you need this, and that? Oh, that's right. They told you to marry somebody better than you, right? So let's go.
I have only 3 small requirements for my marriage. As long as these 3 requirements are met, it can prove that you are sincere, and then you will be a good man. First, the dowry must be 6 million. 6 is an auspicious number, right? Secondly, you must have a luxury car and a mansion.
You lucky if you even get to get into the Honda Accord. I mean, the Honda Accord has leather seats, or should I say vinyl seats. Close imitation leather, right? But what happened to the man with a Honda Accord? Toyota Camry, basic cars. When she says luxury car, she didn't name a specific brand. So that leads me to wonder, is Audi enough? It sounds like she wants somebody that drives something more expensive than 5 Series, even the 7 Series BMW. She talking about that Aston Martin. She's talking about an AMG Mercedes, the Maybach Mercedes. That's what she wants.
You must buy a house for my parents as well, because it wasn't easy for them to raise me. This is just a way to honor them, right?
Is this only kid syndrome? I'm starting to think this is where all this delusion comes from. Is it majority of them don't have any siblings? People that think like this, they didn't grow up in a traditional household. If they did, they didn't have any siblings.
I think this isn't too much. If you can't even give me the most basic sense of security,
Can't even.
then why should I give up my youth and face the hardships of life with you? And I'm talking about marriage. Marrying you. I'm not here for charity, right? You can't look at this beloved woman and expect me to suffer with you. If you think my requirements are high, then it just shows you lack ability. Look, I don't...
And see, you got to watch out for women like this. So let's say you have it all. You walk into a pitfall and you lost it all the next day, right? So you're down bad. So now you're less of a man. She's going to belittle you because you got hurt, you got sick, you broke a leg, you had a brain injury. So you're pretty much useless now. She's not going to help you in recovery mode. So her version of making things better is just letting you deal with whatever sickness or injury you have going on and moving on to the next man. That was better than you all along, because I mean, there's always going to be somebody that has more than you, right? So it's the thing is, it doesn't matter what you have going on. You could be a high risk investor. You could work in Wall Street. It's like anybody could walk into a pitfall. It doesn't matter if you have your own business, you're one of the top executives, damn near a CEO for an organization. All that shit could be wiped away tomorrow. And when you marry somebody like this, she's going to perish along with whatever job title you had.
Accept any empty talk. You can call me materialistic, say whatever you want, but you also have to admit you don't have the ability. And then, those who can't reach something complain that it's difficult. First, am I not beautiful? And I think I'm naturally beautiful. Hey, is there anyone who has a pretty face? You have a good figure,
Ooh,
don't you?
she's showing
Besides,
off.
I'm still very young. I'm only 21 years old.
Oh,
That's my capital.
she a
Haha.
baby.
Some people shouldn't think my requirements are high. The reason you think they are high is because you can't reach them. Don't deny it. You don't deserve to have me. I'm married for the second time, and I have a daughter.
Uh-oh.
I want a bride price of 1 million. Is that wrong? I think there's absolutely no problem. Hello everyone, I'm Xiaoqi. This year I'm 38 years old. I come from Qinzhou, Hunan. I'm from the Yao ethnic group in Qinzhou. Right now, I'm raising a daughter. Today I went on a blind date, and honestly, as soon as I started the date, he asked me if I had any requirements or something like that. I said I have a daughter, but I also want a bride price. My bride price is 8 million. I said, I want 8 million for the bride price. He said he can't afford it. He said I was too expensive and things like that. Really, if you don't have a bit of financial strength, how can you think about marrying someone?
Have you noticed something that these group of women that they've interviewed, they seem to be more sassier than the regular girls that they usually interview? It's like I'm seeing hands pointed up and everything. And these women never smile or laugh during these interviews. So you know everything that they're saying, they're serious. I guess that's the good thing. They mean everything they say. Because who wants a liar, right? I mean, it's better that these women lay everything out on the table just like it is. That way the man's not tricked into, oh, I didn't know she was like this, and that. So they're basically being forward with these guys. And they're like, nah, you're too much. Go on. So that's all that is. So I kind of understand it in a way, but what they want is almost out of reach. They're talking about the 1% men. Most guys are average. So they don't want to hear that shit though.
Isn't it that since I have a daughter, you can become a dad in the county? Isn't marrying me like a buy one get one free deal?
Ooh.
How economical is that?
God
Isn't
damn.
it that men without financial strength should just stay away from blind dates? I really don't need to continue entangled with him because there are just too many men who want to get married now. If you don't have any strength, it's really too hard to marry someone. So that's how we parted ways unhappily. I think an 800,000 bride price is very reasonable. If you can't give it, then it's goodbye. If you can give it, then we can be together. It's that simple. And also, I must bring my daughter along, right?
Yeah.
After all, I want a house. I don't think I'm in the wrong, am I? This way, at least I'll have some post-marriage security, right? If there's no security, then marrying you is no better than living alone. Why should I marry you when I could just live my own life? After my divorce, I just want to find a better man. It's that simple. If someone fits my criteria...
See, that's the problem. So for some of these women that have already been married, it's like after the second marriage, what you really think that you deserve is going to be harder and harder to get because you're aging and most guys are looking for younger women. So that's not going to really work out too well. That's not really realistic. It's like they're still unrealistic. Even as they age, they still hold on to their beliefs as when they were 25 versus almost 40 now. That's not good.
Then we can be together. If not, then it's goodbye. It's that simple. There are plenty of people in the world who want to marry. If you don't have money, then really don't go on blind dates. The requirements of a 38-year-old lady are, I am 1.68 meters tall, so finding someone 1.75 meters tall is not excessive. That's the first one. The second, I have a master's degree, so
Oh, God.
I want someone with at least a master's degree, right? Not excessive. Also, I have a car and a house, so...
So about the college degree dilemma. What's going on over there in China, it's the same exact thing that's going on over here in the States. You have all these people in debt. They went to school, master's degrees, everything. And they're fucking homeless. There's a bunch of videos scattered out there around a bunch of youth in China. They're homeless. They had college degrees and everything, and they couldn't find a job that they could survive off on. So they end up in the streets, sleeping in the subways and everything. So why would a college degree be a requirement? It's not always what you know, it's who you know too. And two heads are better than one, but then these women are refusing to work together to do better. They don't want to build with the man. These women want the already finished man. They want the man that already won and doesn't have to go through an obstacle course. No rat races. So basically, if you want any of these women, you better own a good business or work for a large organization with a top tier title.
Oh, I want someone with at least 5 properties, right? Not excessive. Well, I earn tens of thousands, so I want someone with an annual salary of over $1 million, right? Not excessive. And there's one very important point. The dowry I want is $800,000. Do you know why I want $800,000? Because I am worth it. Look around you. How many people pick up those wilted cabbages on the street? Let me ask you, can't you stop?
Ooh.
I've already said that anyone over 1.75 meters, earning $1 million a year, and demanding an $800,000 dowry, why would they want you? Sister, because I am excellent, a rarity. I am exceptionally good. What else do you have besides age? How can I make you realize this?
She going
How
off.
am I not excellent?
Ooh.
I am such a good girl. Who would marry me? My future is promising, let me tell you. They're attracted to you because you have a special scent. Or is it because you don't take a shower? Sister, really, how can I make you understand this? Is it so hard for me? It's really very pleasant. Let me tell you something. What I resist the most is dealing with divorced women.
Ooh.
Honestly, it makes me want to cry. You just don't understand how they think or what's going on in their heads. When you go out, be careful because you never know if they're sleepwalking. This morning, a lady who's been divorced for years came to me, as if sleepwalking, looking for a partner. She's 36, divorced, and has a son who lives with...
And in this episode, they're talking more about single mothers. This is a hot topic in the States because there's a bunch of videos going viral about guys saying don't deal with single mothers.
her ex-husband. She doesn't raise the child herself. She has a bachelor's degree and works at an educational institution as a principal, earning about $5,000 a month. I didn't know a principal's salary could be so low.
It's very
She has a
low.
house, a car, is very thin, but her appearance is ordinary. Without wasting time, she immediately said she wanted to find someone with good conditions. A fully paid-off house and car were non-negotiable. The man must be handsome, in good financial condition, either earning a lot or having a prestigious job with power. He must be between 30 and 30.
And see, I'm noticing now, I put two and two together, they're looking for power. We know they don't want average, but you have to be doing good and have ability to have some power too. Basically, you gotta be a shot caller. These women are looking for shot callers. So what is a shot caller to a diva? Or what is a diva to a shot caller? A pain in the ass.
38 years old, single or divorced without kids. Older men are unacceptable, as well as those with children, because she doesn't want family drama.
Wow, that's crazy. So they don't want older men, even if they're financially have their stuff together. Now, see, in the States, the younger women want older guys because they're more stable, they're more mature, and I guess they make these young women feel more secure financially, I guess. I don't know.
When I heard all this, I remained calm. In the wishing pool, even the turtles didn't have any complaints anymore. We've seen it all by now. In the past, I would get so frustrated, stomping my feet, patiently trying to convince them. But now I know you can't change their minds, so I just listen for entertainment. When she finally finished talking, I asked, "Can you tell me more about yourself? What are your advantages?" Some women have high expectations, but they also have good conditions, so we can't look down on them. She said her advantage was having a good body since she practices yoga regularly and is very disciplined. She has a bachelor's degree, a stable job, doesn't raise the child herself, and doesn't need to pay child support. Her parents grow apples. I said, "Great. Do you expect a dowry?" She replied, "Of course. If the man has good conditions, he won't mind giving a dowry. In my first marriage, my ex-husband gave $100,000.
That other girl wanted 800,000. And I'm like, wow.
I worked hard for that family, so the dowry for my second marriage can't be lower. After hearing this, I told her, "You won't believe this, but recently there was a woman in a similar situation as you, 37 years old, divorced, with a child, also a graduate. She met a man, 34 years old, who studied abroad, has a PhD, is single, and works in finance, earning over $1 million a year. They got married and are now very happy." When she heard that, her eyes lit up. "Really? Are there still men like that?" I replied, "I haven't finished. Her parents run a family business. As for the salary, it definitely has to be higher than mine, right?"
So, in terms of income,
it has to be either the same or more than hers. A lot of times more than hers. Because who wants to struggle? Why struggle when you could just be a sugar baby? But then what happens when the sugar get cut off? Yeah, y'all don't want to talk about that.
Above 2 million.
and you, pretty lady, can you tell us a bit about your basic situation?
Sure. I was born in 1989. I'm currently in Guangzhou. I have a house and a car. I work in sales. Currently, my annual income is between 800,000 and 1 million.
That's quite impressive.
Yes. And now I'm divorced. And I have one child. That's my situation at the moment.
Did she say she had one child? Is that going to be a setback to whatever man she encounters? So, the heavy topic is leftover women, right? So, does that make you any more of a leftover woman if you have kids from a different marriage, relationship? See, the thing is, these women have children, but at least they have kids with somebody they were married to, versus over here in America, you just get pregnant by anybody and then expect anybody to marry you. At least they're more logical about it over there. I mean, you know, I guess it's not completely terrible, but it makes more sense of what these women are talking about. I just don't think that they have the financial part correct. They're delusional when it comes to the money part, because most guys don't make that much money. That's the 1% man.
And what else are you looking for in a partner?
Well, I definitely want someone more successful than me, right? In a first-tier city like this, I think at the very least, his salary has to be higher than mine, right?
She looking for a city boy. A city boy. She don't want no country boy. She want a city boy. The city boy got bitches. The country boy just has his one and only. Such a sad world. Life's unfair.
His income has to be above 2 million, haha. And about his height. Since I'm 1.70 m, he definitely has to be taller than me, right? At least 1.75 m or more, don't you think? 1.75 m is fine, haha. And he needs to have a house and a car in Guangzhou, and still have a mortgage. If he's never been married, that would be even better.
Do you think this is reasonable?
I think it's not impossible. You always have to have dreams. What if they come true, right?
So, can you handle the truth? I think these demands are extremely unreasonable. First of all, if I were a man with that profile, I definitely wouldn't consider someone like you. That's the first thing. Second, I think you're making a wish list. You'd be better off focusing on making more money.
Yourself.
Otherwise, you'll grow old alone. Or maybe find a younger guy and provide emotional support, while they provide you with emotional support.
She gonna end up being a mama to a younger dude. Cause see, these younger dudes, they not looking for a wife. They looking for a mother figure. And she just might be the perfect one in about the next 10 or 15 years. She keep talking that shit.
And you offer them financial stability.
Sure. Hey, you're the one who interviewed me, and now you're telling me this. What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, she
Is it
did.
that you just can't find someone for me, right? Well then, goodbye, okay?
Ooh.
I am married for the second time,
Oh,
with
God.
3 children.
Oh.
My requirements are a dowry of
Man.
1 million, and to buy 3 houses, 1 for each child, right? In addition, I need 50,000 a month for expenses. Furthermore, I can't have more children because I've already had 3 cesarean sections.
Oui.
I've had 3 children. I don't want to compromise my body anymore, right? Therefore, my requirements aren't that high, and you could still gain 3 children. You could be the father of 3 kids. Isn't that a good opportunity?
Hell no, it ain't no good opportunity. It's a terrible opportunity, especially if another man gotta raise them. Somebody gotta raise them kids. There's a sucker born every day, but I mean, shit. Let the high school coach raise them. Shit, I don't know. You know, when you do coaching jobs at these schools, at the public schools, a lot of them coaches, the kids look up to those coaches as stepfathers. If they don't have the uncles in their life, the uncle's supposed to be the second dad. So, I mean, if this girl has some brothers, hopefully they'll step in and, you know, watch out for the children.
My God, when I saw this video, my worldview shattered. How can this woman be so narcissistic? A divorced woman with 3 children still has these requirements. Do you think that's reasonable? Look, do you think that's realistic?
No.
Although you can have your own requirements. But that seems a bit excessive, doesn't it? Are those requirements so impossible to achieve? Let's not talk about whether you're beautiful. Are there really men so blind in this world? If they had that much money to buy 3 houses and still give $50,000 a month, why would they want a woman like you, especially to take care of children that aren't theirs? Can you be a little more aware? Dreaming is one thing, but do you want to dream more realistically? These impossible dreams, how do you expect them to come true? I really don't know how to say more.
I know how to say more. I hope these women see this video. They need to move to America. America is known for its simpetry. There's a bunch of simps with money that'll gladly take in this woman. Kids are not. Kids are not. She need to go hang out in New York or somewhere, LA or somewhere, a big city. She'll find some simp that'll marry her. She'll find a simp.
So, some people really need to wake up. That kind of opportunity isn't going to fall from the sky. You really need to adjust your values. Don't always think others should give you everything. Anyone who sees such a video will think this woman has problems, either crazy or has mental issues. How can she have such thoughts? How can she have those requirements?
Her stupid ass girlfriends. Oh man. I'm having fun. You can tell I'm having fun with this video. But damn, where are these crazy requirements coming from? Somebody whispered in her ear. But understand, whoever is giving her these crazy ideas, are they living better lives? Are these people happy? Oh my God.
Who does she think she is? An emperor or an empress? Friends in the comments section, when you see a video like this, do you comment? Still about the standards of some older women looking for a partner, what they require is simply bizarre. Last week, there was a woman here, 38 years old, and her requirements were that the man must have an annual salary of $1 million, with a minimum age around 35. She didn't mind if he was younger, but his height, she had a non-negotiable obsession. He had to be at least 1.78 m tall. His education didn't need to be higher than hers, just not lower. She told me this was her bottom line, and if he didn't meet this standard, she would rather stay single for life. Anyway, she had already been single at this age, and she was determined not to settle. Previously, her family introduced several options, with friends, relatives, and colleagues, but none satisfied her. This woman runs a small shop, owns a house and a car, and she is 1.62 m.
Okay, so she owns a house and runs a shop. So that means the guy has to have ×2 of that. That means he has to run 2 or 3 shops and have 2 or 3 houses and 2 or 3 cars. So he's just a multiple of her. I got this, and that. You have to have this, plus that, and that, and that.
Tall. Her requirements are that the man must be single, have a house and a car in Hawaiian, and a stable, upward.
The fuck does Hawaii have to do with anything? Well, I mean, maybe she likes Hawaii, but... And a stable upward career. Meaning that whatever career he's in, there has to be some room to upgrade.
Career. Of course, having his own business is best. Moreover, his character should be gentle and caring, able to take care of people, and more patient with women, with a good temper. She said her own temperament is a bit fiery, and she hopes her partner can compliment her.
Oh, so she's sassy. Well, like I said, I give it to her for being honest, but a top tier man is not gonna put up with her bullshit. At least not in the long haul. Not without having other women on the side. No. Because what's going to happen is this high value man is going to have some concubines that act better than her. That's the problem.
Tolerate her little tantrums. Know how to soothe her. Understand her. After hearing all this, I was truly stunned.
Yeah,
Although
me too.
there are many members here, not many make such demands. What do you think about this woman's requirements? Let's talk in the comment section.
Crazy.
And follow Xuanjia to help you find a partner. This morning, a 38-year-old woman from Shaoxing, 1.63 meters tall, with a well-proportioned figure, a good demeanor, looking even younger than people her age, came to me looking for a partner. She didn't waste any time, first mentioning her requirements for a relationship, saying she wanted to see if there was someone suitable, and if not, she didn't want to waste any time. She immediately listed 8 requirements for a partner. After hearing them, I was a bit stunned. She said the age should be 5 years younger, height above 1.75 meters, education level at least a master's degree. As for the annual income, it shouldn't be less than 500,000, preferably a doctor or civil servant. He should have an apartment in the city center, at least 100.
Now, at least this girl said apartment, but you got to have an apartment in the city. It can't just be some old funky, janky apartment in the burbs. No. You got to have an apartment, a luxury apartment, I should say, being that that's what accommodates with all the inflation and rent and everything that everybody's paying now. It's so expensive for rent and owning something that they upscale everything, upgrade everything to luxury to compensate for the inflation to live there. So, yeah, it has to be a nice apartment. A big apartment with city views. That's what she's talking about.
130 square meters, and fully paid for, preferably an only child, and his parents should have pensions and savings.
And if
She
they don't?
also added that he should be emotionally intelligent and know how to make a woman happy. After she finished describing these conditions, I felt completely lost. She said that not all the conditions needed to be met, only 6 of them, and then a meeting could be arranged. This was the first time I saw someone so bold with their demands. So I asked her, "And what about you? What conditions do you have? Do you have a house?" She answered no, but the man can have one. I asked again, "Do you have any savings?" She said she had 200,000 in cash, plus a 90,000 credit card limit. Then I asked, "What about a car?" She said she had a second-hand car for commuting. "Do you have a degree?" She said she had a bachelor's degree by correspondence, but was improving her education.
Improving her education. And what happens after that?
Preparing for a master's degree while working. I asked about her parents. What do they do? She said they run a breakfast shop in their hometown. Then I asked, do they have retirement or a pension? She said yes. They have rural cooperative medical insurance, and they pay the highest level, 1,000 yuan per year. I asked, are you an only child? She replied that she has a brother and a sister, both already married. After asking all of this, I asked her one last question. I said, with these conditions, where does your confidence come from? Wanting a man who meets 6 of your demands? She confidently replied, my ex-boyfriend was 6 years younger. He had a house, a car, earned more than 500,000 a year, had a respectable job, and his family was great. If I'm going to find someone to marry, he can't be worse than my ex. So I asked,
He can't be worse. He has to be better. And also, he has to do everything that the ex didn't do. I'm a genius. I know. I mean, after being on this planet for 36 years, I know a little bit. So basically, I could break down that language pretty good. But we're going to wrap it up right here. And like I said, once again, shout out to all Asian Dilemmas. Very interesting content. You know, hey, what can you do? The delusion will continue. Until next time.